But when I talk about balance, we're talking about internal balance, where you get to that
Oh,
place where deep inside of you, you know when to say no when you cannot do it. You know when to pause. You know when to practice self-care. You know when to stop. You have that sense of self-awareness to know when you're getting near burnout and when you have to stop to
mm,
replenish yourself. So it's mostly internal balance. So it has nothing to do with the external thing that a lot of people think it is, because there's no way
mm,
you can partition your time into the same amount of time for every other responsibility that you have. So the whole idea is getting to that place where you are self-aware, and deep inside of you, you can prioritize your needs in the
mm.
moment, so that you're not taking on more than you can do, right? Your plate is not so full that you feel so overwhelmed. And there's that
Right.
sense of peace that you have, right? Inner peace and inner
Mm.
fulfillment, that you don't feel overstretched, but you're doing everything you're doing and you feel fulfilled. So that is the balance that I work with people on. Exactly. Because when you
Mm.
have that sense of internal balance, you are able to prioritize. And that's the
Mm.
key here. Because if you're
Mm.
in tune with yourself and you're aware of yourself, you have that sense of self awareness, you know it when you have to stop. You don't just go on
Yeah.
autopilot, because a lot of us are on autopilot. A lot of us are just going, going, going,
Mm.
going. Oh, I have to do this. I have to go to work. When I come home, I have to take care of the kids. After kids, I have a prayer meeting. After prayer meeting, my friend wanted me to show up at her meeting, so I'm gonna be on the Zoom. And then after that Zoom, and you realize that the whole day you're just going, 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 going. Autopilot. There hasn't even been a minute where you have paused to even
To
check in and
breathe.
breathe. Exactly. Breathe.
You're
And
ringing
just
my mobile phone. I'm picking it up.
and I got into this because that was me before. Living in America,
Mm.
supporting my husband. My husband is a pastor, and then I had twins. My twins were very frail when they were born. I came home with my son who had a feeding tube for 2 years. Yeah,
Oh.
so you can imagine. And yet I didn't even know anything about this. So I was just going, 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 going. I would show up at meetings. I would do, and nobody even knew I was dealing with that, because I had to put up the front. And
Oh
that's
my
another thing that
goodness.
we're going to get into. So it's like we put on this front like we've got it all together, but deep
Yeah.
inside of us, we are struggling. And there's that internal struggle. So you are
Yes.
not balanced inside, but you look like you've got it all together outside. Everything
Oh
seems
my
perfect
goodness.
outside. Oh, as for Lady Tina, she's good. Oh, the prayer meeting, she'll lead it. Oh,
Mm.
when she goes to work, she's awesome. Oh, her kids. Oh, she's doing everything, and everybody thinks you've got it all together. But you go back and you lay down in your bed every night, and you're like, how am I doing this to myself?
Yeah.
And that's where you get to that place where you've been going and going and going and going, and with time, you're not even enjoying what you're doing, because your
Yes.
body is tired. Mentally, you're drained. Physically, you're drained. Emotionally, you're drained. Spiritually, you're drained. You're giving out to everybody, but there hasn't been any point where you have paused to replenish yourself. And it's in that
Mm.
pausing to replenish yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that you're able to get that balance. Because when you stop and you refill yourself, your cup is going to be full, and then you can give out to everything you have to give out outside. So it's a cycle.
Wow.
So if you keep going, 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 you get burnt out because you get empty. And that is where you start
Mm.
feeling out of balance, because you can't even think straight. You can't even make decisions right. When people ask you questions, you get annoyed because you're irritable, because you're just tired. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just because this is going on. And so to be able to find that balance, it's stop, stop, stop and breathe. Just that, by stopping and breathing and checking in with yourself and asking yourself, what do I need in this moment to replenish
Mm.
myself so that I'm not getting burnt out? That is the balance
Mm.
we are talking about.